Nigeria info.
Thank you for staying with 95.1 Nigeria. So how are you? How's the day going? I remember when I came in here, there was rain, where I stay, and everywhere is dry around here. So
very dry.
No such thing happened.
And really hot today as well. I was bleaching about the weather and how hot it is. I walked into the building. To walk from the car to the building was a bit of a disaster, but good thing we made it. Well, welcome today. Hope that you're having a good Thursday. It's Baby Friday. Everyone looks forward to the weekend. And
Baby Friday is it Thursday?
Yeah.
I never heard that before. This
yeah,
you can do it every day.
The way you're gonna have a good weekend is on a Thursday or Thursday. So.
Oh, I don't know how this would be a good weekend for say Labour Party or PDP at this point in time. So okay, well, to know if it's going to be a good weekend, what happens to it throughout the week? All right, it makes sense. Thank you guys for staying with us. 95.1 Nigeria for Street Conversation and Trustworthy Radio, and thank you for sharing that your frequencies on 95.1. And this, as we start off hard fast shows. Kimberly, Wanchuku, just call me Oracle, OTF fellow, Madam Speaker, and I'll say yes to them all.
And I am the D. My name is Itodo, the Itodo. Great to be here as always. And we'll get to the today, see what stories are trending in Nigeria reactions and your thought on the stories. And 4:30 will have a sponsored program, the new show. Have another sponsor segment of the news and more conversations up to the clock when time to get into water and situation updates. I'm sure you're paying attention on things happening around you. Have ever been driving with and you realize that for a few seconds you maybe lost your mind in court?
Well, something happened where you lost in thoughts, perhaps on how they went or something, and you just for like a split second thinking about it at yourself, you're back in the room like,
happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, thank God that this way of God in a spend of not just paying attention. Anything happened.
Pay attention while driving the roads is really important. Abuja is safe, free for those who have the city for the first time. It might seem too good to be true anyway, so ensure you're paying attention. And although people as well, not just yourself. So let's be very careful this period. Teasing and everyone is in a hurry.
So from the 26th of October,
are you done already?
No.
In my mind,
what season about October?
It's Christmas already.
So that's how we almost move good afternoon to stay in Sinisu. That we must reach good afternoon. You almost see. Come on, this one you July. July. America 17 independence. You mean already?
It is. Well, I'm there. I don't know how long good it takes to get there, but I'm ready. I'm in there already.
Christmas
absolutely ready.
If it makes you happy, guys, whatever makes you happy, that's all I say for now. All right. So there's so much going on, and let's the Supreme Court and those who follow the Presidential Election Tribunal, you know, changed with the Supreme Court ruling, but waiting for this day. And I know that most states involved was sure of getting some triple judgment from the Supreme Court, but alas, it's the party that got the favorable election apparently that is still smiling today. The Supreme Court has dismissed the appeal filed of the Labour Party challenging the election of Bola. The member panel of the court, led by Itodo, summarily dismissed the appeal today. The appeal raised substantially the same issue in Itodo, which was dismissed by court, and it brought the issue of a double nomination of Shetima vice president candidate and senator in February election. They had resolved it was absolutely unnecessary to bring it back again, saying that resolved. In the case of the president candidate of the PDP, said you bring new issues or evidence or material aside from what was tried at the appeal presidential election petition now, and since it wasn't a part of it, you can't get out. Anyway, I thought during the national press conference, the lawyer Kalu had in his face or smirk more like the saying this would turn the hand of the judiciary because we have different evidential we could use. They didn't do their homework well. Decision of the Supreme Court, the procedure and also the time of it, the window that's provided for office.
Well, first reactions of this particular outcome, and we'll start out from the President Muhammad Buhari saying that the decision to the scales by the PDP and the Labour Party was a welcome relief to him and a majority of variants. And he also repeated what he said on the verdict of the PEP's affirmed president's victory. It was a decision and a reforming majority of people against the determined will of the minority. And he just goes to say that he hopes that he moves forward and let them allow government rotation and hope that people enjoy the full benefit of APC as is right now.
I know they have a press conference to address the outcome of it, and a lot of people would need a minute to process the outcome of all of that. But we come as a boss up when it comes to the 2023 and like the chairman of the people in the opposition for going through the right challenging of it in the judiciary, heading to the very highest court, the very height of it. This way, do not agree with these for these reasons. He treated them for that. At this point, it's time to focus on governance. Nice. We're borrowed and Naira is not doing well, close to the exchange in the parallel market at almost 1,000. The economy is for air, to breathe itself as we. So it's time for us to put aside and begin to really interrogate the policy of the government we have. And they're going to be here 27, so it's left for Nigerians to decide: continue to kill time on these, or withhold the people who are there responsible to ensure that we're better off on the day.
Yeah, and the president has acted regardless of party line over and over again. He's made a statement bring together to work for the good of Nigeria. Remember during various interviews for the candidates of the PP and the Labour Party, when they would accept any position in the president, we didn't get a definite answer to that, because you know what the position.
I think I heard, was it the man was saying, was the chairman or the FAFO saying reaching out? I think it was Andrew J talking about the opposition reaching out and saying, how accepting it, and how they can also
work together,
support and work with government to show the problem areas we're dealing with. We can actually resolve. Now that we're done with politics, we've come into full blown until operations for 2027 to 2027 come around the corner. We've seen that if you are interested in project and to see the differences, see that old and see and bring your idea to the table to grow in the country. Labor happens anyway.
Well, collaboration right now is what's going by what we're witnessing. Everyone is going to this. It's not just for one particular party, followers of us, but everyone. Nigeria belongs to everyone. So we'll see these parties are able to come together, and what they want next election will find ways to move the country.
All right, then. Well, we'll love to get your take. Ample time on the sunny side to respond to it. Now that we have that out of the way, and focusing on governance. Should it be governance, or should there be an alignment and pushing ahead of 2027 on the part of the? Do you think should be the next best move on the part of John? You see this, the president builds the nation together. Is it about building, putting, or aligning and preparing himself ahead of 2027? What direction things will take? Let's get your opinion on that. And it doesn't look like our guest, who had the little to tackle, will be joining us on the show right ready. So it means just us looking at some stories. We'll open up the phone line as early as possible to get your input. Also, we might want to comment before we go on the break, and to talk is not going to be here, then we'll open up the phone line as we look at stories.
All right, you can call 0700 100 or 0859748669. You can also call and a WhatsApp message to 080930137.
All right, what happens next? Line vision or some sort of alliance towards 87 should be the works already.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, Kimberly.
Okay, good.
Good afternoon. My name is Terry.
It's Terry.
Yeah, I'm not expecting anything. I just believe that with this frequency, I believe like only for opposition with joining board put that step together towards 2027 and the governance. So let's see what this government for, because so far can the government for the commission or that's campaigning, because there's nothing of it anything on down. It's not a ground role. They always say and we will do we shall do the campaign. So let's play and hope that this to come out of this government. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Terry. Do we have time to take one more before the
Yeah,
two?
Good afternoon.
Welcome. What's your name, sir? Elias to your report. I struggle to make your name, so please. Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Thank you. My name is from Jabi. What I was actually the opposition party do is to start in their own members, their own people from the party sector to see how they can confront the next general election, take over from ABC. Why previous government of Muhammadu Buhari has committed of fighting corruption and inside, and yet 100% he tried on the respect of waiting of the Boko Haram. But the corruption is in the system of democratic we are experiencing in Nigeria. So I expect the opposition party to do the good days and all that pointing and name calling between and gather the opposition party, the minor, come to confront the AP, because most of the problem is
all right, we need to run up.
The previous government.
Oh there, I've got great.
Nothing brings like the news. I can prove it. I eat every morning on Morning Fire from 5 a.m. in Nigeria Info 95.1, and I'm Femi D. I'm a deep discussion on national politics every day. In a way, it's trustworthy, full of passion. It covers the big politics and the story them to you. See, all there is to find out what goes on in Nigeria and then get differently. So, even this morning.
Hello, my name is Kimberly, Doctor of Hard Fact, and I bring you the biggest stories that in conversation every day here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Fact Show. Let's get your opinion on conductors, but the fact we cannot sit here on Hard Facts.
Hi everyone, my name is What? That's the name my father gave me, but all me majesty. Hello, also side on 95.1 Nigeria Info. Take place every day 2 p.m. Or we get to have all the weekend conversations. If your day is long and me, well, not anymore, because I'm here to get all the speed. So it's a tape you don't want to miss out.
This is Judah Info. is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Politics of it play out at the point in time. And the next story.
All right, let's go on to what's named AFC Chairman Abdurrashid Bahudul of the DSS. It was released before 10 p.m. on Wednesday, and State Development confirmed this release. Provide information on the prevailing circumstances. He was arrested by the Secretary shortly and was suspended of the EFCC. The DSS had questioning in respect of an ongoing investigation, and the president on June 14th approved suspend as the chairman of the EFCC and offered to order the probe into his activities while office. According to a statement signed by the Director of Information Office of the Secretary of the Federation (SGF), the suspension followed weeks of abuse of office leveled against players such as Pelumi. SC had faulted Bow's continuous detention, which described it as unconstitutional and violation of mental human rights. Right now, families and video making rounds on social media, a reunion with fans and excited they were to see him after a very long time that he had his intention. But questions still surround his release. What agreement led release? What
that question is why was he even detained? What are the weighty allegations? Perhaps take this case to and charge him. I mean, that's the reason we have to deal with in a country where I have to learn something very fancy in Nigerians. The minute, and the minute you mention, abuse of option, all of that, it just feels as if we lose such reasoning at that point as, okay, what exactly are we dealing with here? Half the time, it's just a show off, media trial, and then we move on to the next individual or the next woman or man and time. So, by our cases, you're seeing weighty actions. What are these actions, you say? Like Magu's case, in which the panel was up, did so much, and yet Magu was not caught, even his recommendations. All that day was a promotion, and he's very, very easy at the moment. So what about beyond just that umbrella, what really is it? I'm going to charge him to court. They just released him. You keep a man for 100 days and then tell him to go and see no more. What were the scenes in it?
Well, I feel in the coming days,
the abuse office. Let us know, please.
I feel coming days, we should be made aware as to what he did wrong to warrant him being detained for 100 days. That question has been in the air for so long. Conversation that if you were to do something wrong in office, not in line, who's in charge of you, then this way when it's time for you to leave off. That's always the concern. Happened with the Somali being governor as well, and how that eventually that's still a case that is conversations and not this. So I feel it's important that this is a clear terms to avoid without assumptions that Nigerians would have. It is a very important office to fight corruption in the country. How well did he achieve doing that, or did he steps that might have led to all of this playing out administration? Those questions are also what people are requesting answers to.
Well, at this point, it just feels like when people told. I mean, you can't be an anti-graft agency and not caught on bit of trouble to a certain degree. The people, I mean, listen to the Senate screening, the EFCC chairman, the new EFCC chairman, Olukayode, and we heard the president like, oh, it is a scapegoat to and all that. Because there's always that field, you hold up, but you need to be careful. And we've had people who are victims, aside from perhaps the Yahoo boys and other forms of crimes that we dealt with, very politically exposed ex-governors, ex-this ones who convicted and also walked free at the end of the day. So at one point, it just doesn't feel right hell-bent on dealing with grand corruption in Nigeria. All corruption is bad, but there's some corruption perception Nigerians hold that if you treat that part, address it, people will be quick to China, the approach to fighting corruption working for them, and people should bring a little bit of that time to deal with corruption area. But then when you see these people for one reason or else not serving their time after being invested in the trial and sending to jail, that's if get them at the end of the day. So I understand that being in the chairman of any agency, EFCC, ICPC, EFCC will even be the most for some reason because of how they're removed. Even with the ICP people removed, for some reason. Yeah. And well, we wish the new old best, but it'd be nice to explain to Nigerians with an abuse of office what exactly things and I can or he's free to work. Let's have this with detention for 100 days.
But I feel
how do you detain so long?
Any charges. Still want to declare his name and all of this. If that's
it's right to.
It's an option we would like to explore so that people do not have difference about what it is he did or did not do. So it's up to decide on that. The question right now to look in the way of adopting what kind of corruption, for instance. The concern or the way that those in charge will use it against political enemies, where it is not in your good books. You just put corruption charge there and
off with their head.
Off with their head, yeah. So it would be abused if there has been an option that we.
Well, there's also certain need to take it out in Nigeria. So I want to quickly advocate for a death penalty. I believe there's some cases where it's absolutely necessary. But the thing with it is times certain lines are crossed, and once you can't bring it back. Yeah. If at the end of the day you now find out that allegations were exaggerated on the person is gone. Period.
And the major issues that we face that has brought us to where we are today. So if there's focus in fire it's achieved to a large extent, I believe we'll make so options to you.
But yes, I hope this is not the end of the former EFC. Nigerians need to know why he was held for so long. And eventually he was released at the end of the day. With adjuring and pressure coming from different quarters, asking why you this one for this long and you haven't even charged him. And I've had some schools ideal that is another sort of beating down the power of whoever, like for example, yes, even with IC, when you show them that the power. Now, if this was as inent as, well, can it really be? But if it has evidence where you're not at the mercy of who you grow through the ranks and then you're 60 years at, the right, proper, perhaps they would have a bit more ground to do that. But, it just comes and just come and you wait the allegation, abuse of office, then you're dragged out of office, and next thing you're bringing someone else in. And we've seen it happening back to back. I feel it's that to weaken the strength of whoever runs the particular agency. It takes something away from it.
Indeed.
But
so much else.
We wish the next guest and let's see how long he lasts and wait the allegations and abuse of his allegations. Like it will just be keeping up with.
And this pattern prevent him from doing the work that he needs to do.
Well, something you can hang over your head. You're just there, the censors left unceremoniously with litigation. Cleared and names and say, okay, the fact that I am just fighting the corruption in this economic aspect does not mean I'm corrupt. Because it's giving the impression that the people who run the EFCC are also questionable. Either those who are removed for 2 reasons or those who are removed on strong and off corruption abuse of office. Given him wedding with corrupt young man, except he declares himself. I have to Amago himself is corrupt, except he does something to clear. I have the impression of Lawande. But nobody will say you understand the his own possible allegations. So all of this, it doesn't amount to much because you can always move on. I mean, it was removed. Today, the National Security Advisor could easily become the next governor of a state in the near future if it It doesn't hold them back, but it takes away from that particular institution if you continue to give this impression that people who are there are not trustworthy or they abuse certain principles. The institution is not structured in a way to remove all of these abuses that anyone can actually exploit.
You question marks all the crimes that you're fighting if indeed for the good of the nation or because the person put you there and tell you to about a certain person. So more needs to be, and I just hope that in the end he's able to clear his allegations and let us know what exactly he was.
His allegation.
I'm just hoping he will tell us that.
All right. So, get your take on the story also. Just to throw in the third story quickly. The horror coming out from University of Attack, or would I say River State, not like it happened on the ground, but there's a sad one involvement of that institution, 300 level.
Yes, and the 300 level biochemist of the University of Harvard State, Otoen Nkang, was declared missing 4 days ago, has been found in Harvard. Nkang, who was said to be doing her training at the private hospital in Harvard, was declared missing after leaving her place of work. The source victim said she left her place of primary responsibility as a boyfriend at the Highbrow area. The source said that the student was murdered by the suspected and had her private parted. A suspect, the suspect took care of living with him in his apartment for 3 days and the agent group located in the area as he had disposed of the composting in a refuse dump. Now, the Risk Command Public Relations Officer SP Grace Cox in the policy platform, the Commissioner of Police, Paul Capemaker, would address the media on the matter. Okay. So we're going to link to that and see what exactly.
Yeah, we're waiting the update of it. I know a lot of folk theories as to what really happened. If you're on social media, people running to town where it's a ritual killing, Yahoo boy, but don't have all the facts together. And until the police do their job and that man and establish the fact that the motive for murder of this girl and gruesomely happened. I don't know if you could still mark the. I saw, a bit of it wasn't like they displayed the body, but the way it was, it was chopped up. I dictated and butchered the body to be able to wrap it, dispose of it. I saw, a bit on one barrel to take it and blood still trickling out of it. And people were saying, okay, they put up missing person for 3. So apparently, all the while, her friend and family will look and report the case to the police and sharing on what telling groups that this person is missing. The guy killed her and just waiting. Now, what's the motive for it? And why it is such horrible matter? I'm not quick to old narrative of, it's for child killing. There are echo people out there. They're rich who just kill for the health of it because they're just mentally unstable. I know in Nigeria, the first place we gravitate towards is sort of this nature. The person has done it for money, and some people extra mile to add their own narrative and say body missing. Now nobody has told that. The police hasn't even said that. There's no confession from the guy saying, this is the, and there's no pattern video that even said body missing. Apparently, hadn't even opened the whole app, see what part is there, what part isn't there. So let's not be quick to add to some of this because members are also following updates, and I'm sure it will be devastating to get all of these feelers when it's not been established. But the will agree on is that the young girl was murdered, but decapitated afterwards. It's wrong on so many
levels. Really wrong. About it just also brings to mind the fact that Nigerians have a thing for looking out for each other. Because people that might have tried to maybe form a bond, a relationship with the person who had to report to get the vigilance coming and know what exactly was going on, but then did not set that extension to them, and they had to report that eventually there was found. Again, it could have gotten away with it. No one what happened to this young girl. So I think that police eventually would know what exactly to what, and investigations that would begin would be able to obtain what could have motivated him to doing so first. For him, it's just a random to he's found.
Was it a fight and you thought about that nobody will ever know? But when at the end of this, something betrays. I mean, man lodged, and they had cleared his beard all, but message wife and all of that and persistence, and thanks to very, like you mentioned, concerned Nigerians who ensured that he's kept in the front burner, pressuring the peace. They unraveled he was killed and where he was buried. And this man, I'm sure, young guy, thought he was going to get away with this one, but if you had this silly look on his face, like he's stunned by what he did, stunned at thought, or just altogether, that psychopath look.
Look, there's no remorse.
You can read anything like, do you feel bad? Do you have regrets? It's all right, I've been caught. All right, what happens next? It's really sad. Really, really sad. And given the fact that people were sharing, one popular reporter I saw that a lot of people violence even kind of violence, physical violence, murder cases, when it's tied to sexual violence, are perpetrated by people they know, people they either relative or someone they dating or spouse, something. It's always a case of someone you know to totally random stranger.
Yeah, that doesn't say that goes in the line of it's who knows you that will do you wrong, that will hurt you, and everyone is asking, be careful. So if you're going anywhere, you need to take your family and friends or someone that you trust, just in case they're unfound or they can't reach you, they know where exactly.
I mean, it's important. You can't too old to know people where you're headed to. I mean, but we don't really know all of the circumstances, how, but at least people said, oh, she's guy before, or they're dating, or something, all of that. Yeah. Really, really sad. You know what? Great for report at the end of the day that these people are arrested. I mean, we've seen who invited the girl on Twitter or in her job in New York, and she was murdered. That found out the guy who went to a hotel and was. So I don't know how many go through and we never find them out. But I'm also glad that not all of them do. That they are caught, in act, arrested, tried. A man, a doctor, I know who's it, exposed that to all kinds of depravity, and he sentenced to life. So it tells you that. Justice is served that day. We just hope that the drag net is a lot wider and move them in at the end of the day. So let's get your take. We are on YouTube and Facebook at 94 Abuja. Mahmoud Mohammed said that just confirmed with a good reason in the sense of any right thinking individual. Abiodun says, good afternoon. Congratulations to President Tinubu. If truly we're doing what we're doing for the best Nigeria, then we should also criticize when need be. Also, should for the judgment of Tinubu as substantive president of Nigeria has brought an end to all presidential election. All those angry should wait for Clinton to vote at Jordan.
Or look at Facebook and afternoon, Iola in Ibadan. Also, Francis Nami, Enugu State, and Hafsat Moaz this afternoon. Paul Fitzgerald say, I wasn't expecting any difference in terms of the result. Let's go on with our lives. And Samson says, it's no more in Abuja, but I've been transferred to Lagos and missed a great court judgment. Before I had said several times, that the instrument in fighting election litigation is election results you got from 8 polling units. But it's unfortunate that both the PP and Labour with empty hands and expected that now that they're letting for a politician. The polling results is like you need to either win or lose, saying Dennis in Lagos. Michael Obune, Anthony, thank you for joining in. Court has given the final judgment to then upheld President Nigeria. I rest my case claims is saying. What next question that Patience is asking? And Gala, okay, that's the Gala Patience. And Rappel says, congratulations, Supreme Court, for delivering fast judgment. I hope that B and his stand. While Gideon Akintade, I said it with a little on Supreme Court rules against the ruling party. It's almost impossible. I pray God has lead us to safety and economics with Nigeria. That's what Gideon Natali his message with.
All right, let's get on WhatsApp and then we'll get to the phone lines.
On WhatsApp, this one right here, I expect the president building our country, and if will make enemies of the country. Ephraim Onagi Ohab from Central Area. Tony Filters and do say. Okay, just keep that message. I'll come back later. And congratulations to my able president. If truly we're doing the good of Nigeria, it's time to work together with government of the day for the Nigeria and also attack any government that's not favorable to us, and also prefer solutions is what that day Abiodun was saying. What the Supreme Court did today was duplicate of what had the tribunal. It's not a surprise hall. What that advice the camp test again until a new electoral act is signed. I need to transmit results electronically unit, and it should be used as the only method on is what Joe Imaraba thinks. The 7-member panel of justice at the Apex Court headed by Justice John Young and they must pass their judgment according to laws relating to act. This brought to an end, done with all the shenanigans created. Election cases Supreme Court, the strength, conjure, compelling or substantial evidence, not on impossible tales or propaganda. It should not take refuge in
Okay, Brian. All right, to hear from you about telephone. Yeah. Where are you coming from? Okay, then.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Kim and Itodo. This is a hint of invitation calling from them striking. If you guys can hear me, also, with regards to just one, you guys asked last what lies ahead of the position, or what is the next line of action for the position. Then I will answer by asking a rhetorical question. What kind of opposition are we talking about? Or what opposition? I don't want people opposition in Nigeria to quickly refer to PDP and party. Now, starting with PDP, PDP has people like Wiki who have one leg in APC and one leg in PDP and still calling short PDP that you're in opposition. You understand? And it's like the underbutting. You think a week, for instance, when PDP to survive or stand as a still opposition to APC, it will happen. So is it the PDP and the Labour Party that has many factions? They are very factional, the people are talking about. So in a nutshell, the opposition is set. It's fragmented, and only God Almighty that revive the opposition in this country. And look, the outcome of the election. I'm allowed to talk about it. I've heard of people, the opposition did not go to credit. Who said that? They went to the court judge and said, look, the evidence is not them. They're not waterproof. They are not admissible. And shows that these Supreme Court are infallible. I'm sorry, they are not infallible. If it's the right word, they can make mistakes. They can make mistakes. So it's not sure that look, you cannot unseat any person that has been as president of Nigeria. No matter what report.
Thank you very much. Let's hear the caller.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Yeah, afternoon. Good afternoon.
What?
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is the next president. Yeah, let me first and foremost congratulate President Ahmed on the Supreme Court, and I believe that at least the rest of my focus on the assembly before him. Now, on the Supreme Court, I was surprised because I was expecting hours of judgment the way it did, but to my test surprise, under a few hours, just land on. But what I discovered from the judgment is that most of the points and the ruling was still on the basis of who gave, meaning that what Rwanda gave us judgment, and the Supreme Court also agreed to the public and But let me emphasize on one issue of 25%. You can see that judgment that it doesn't any water, and this has been an argument that how can you be somebody win 25% FCT before that person can be declared when we don't have a tide. Maybe two contestants, they are not looking for a way to now only where the winner will come up. And so, let's say that and FCT, 25% in FCT. I think for me, Canero can work. Before contestants, we have the first, the second be claiming 25%. Add to our electoral.
All right. Thank you very much. It's another call.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello. My name is Abdul. I'm calling from Kalmar.
Go ahead, Abdul.
I think I agree with you. Maybe that one about the EFCC.
Abdul, it's Kimberly and Itodo. That was my studio.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
The Supreme have shown the tribunal and the system are the same. But I congratulate Mr. President Tinubu. Yes. And before he become president, he said, we should call him Miss Hama from Anambra to congratulate her. And thank you.
Let's get another caller.
Welcome to
Welcome to.
I want to tell my brothers and sisters, I know that the issue of democracy, the 4-year elections have been concluded. Let's join hands with the president, move Nigeria forward. We have a lot to. Great. There are so things to be done. To start it now. The part of solutions, not part of. I am always a profound solution that moving Nigeria will be the best country in Africa. So, G7, G20 things, Security Council, President Akka. We have a lot too. Government, hybrid, communism, communism, and ensure we just move back where all of us have equal rights, equal opportunity as one. See, I want to understand when I was not well, it was as I tell you what in Nigeria from so that this state or that. So join with your phone.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This is so sad. Itodo, I hope I got, Satan does not feel remorse and never feels so. When is already here. Some people exhibit this. What we let evil dwell in our heart for too long, the lies is on it. Taking the life of never normal. We've also learned to watch studios around people too much without caution is dangerous. In our place of work, be careful. That person's mind like so much, says Rusty. All right.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
This is Nigeria